We bowl off Mellow TV Sports with cricket as the West Indies were today on the receiving end of a 56-run hiding at the hands of Afghanistan in their second World T20 warm-up game in Dubai. Roston Chase made an unbeaten 54, but it was not enough as the Caribbean side was restricted to 133 for 5. Vice captain Nicholas Pooran made 35 as he shared a stand of 70 with Chase for the fourth wicket. Lendl Simmons fell for a duck, Evan Lewis 3, Shimron Hetmyer 2, and the returning Andre Russell made 11. Earlier, Hazratullah Zazai 56 and Mohammad Shahzad 54 put on an opening stand of 90 to lay the foundation for a total of 189 for 5. Obed McCoy picked up 2 for 43, while there was a wicket apiece for Ravi Rampal, Hayden Walsh Jr. and Russell. The West Indies on Monday lost their first official warm-up game against Pakistan by 7 wickets. Meanwhile, Jamaica's Fabian Allen has been ruled out of the World Cup through injury. The spinning all-rounder was ruled out of the tournament due to an unhealed right ankle injury, which he sustained during the recently concluded IPL. The left-arm spinner Akil Hussain has been named as his replacement in the 15-member squad. Hussain, who was originally named as a traveling reserve, now joins the official list. Left-arm spinner Gudakesh Moti has been called up as a reserved player and is due to fly to the UAE, where he will be joining the squad once he has completed the 6 days of mandatory quarantine with the required negative COVID-19 test results. The CWI selectors have also requested that Dominic Drakes and Dean Smith stay back in the UAE following their recent IPL engagements. Two young fast bowlers will train with the West Indies squad as net bowlers during the squad's preparation this week. West Indies are two-time defending T20 world champions and will be going in search of an unprecedented third title and back-to-back tournament wins. They open on Saturday against England at the Dubai International Stadium. England, meanwhile, today beat New Zealand by 13 runs in a warm-up game, while India defeated Australia by 8 wickets. On the night he collected his 2021 NBA championship ring, Giannis Antetokounmpo led reigning NBA champions the Milwaukee Bucks to a crushing 127-104 beating of the Brooklyn Nets on the opening night of the league's 75th anniversary season. Antetokounmpo, who was the most valuable player in last season's finals, contributed 32 points and grabbed 14 rebounds for the Bucks. Kevin Durant was Brooklyn's top scorer with 32 points, but the Nets were without point guard Kyrie Irving, who refuses to get a COVID-19 vaccine. Elsewhere, the Los Angeles Lakers lost 121-114 to the Golden State Warriors. The Warriors, led by a 21-point, 10-assist, and 10-rebound triple-double from Steph Curry, came from behind to beat the 2020 NBA champions. LeBron James scored 34 points and Anthony Davis added 33 in the defeat. We kick it over to football news as more than a dozen European nations are considering the option of quitting FIFA as a last resort in the fight to prevent biennial World Cups. Plans to double the frequency of World Cups were pitched by President Gianni Infantino on a private call yesterday, with many leaders from the 55 European member associations that are resisting the transformation of the global game. Behind the scenes, UEFA has already heard from more than a dozen federations contemplating informing FIFA of their intention to withdraw their membership of the global governing body. A threat of leaving FIFA would confirm that the Nordic, or what the Nordic federations referenced as options open to them when the six-nation groups attacked the plan last week. Infantino, who is working with former Arsenal manager Arsene Wenger to gain support for World Cups every 2 years, claims the plans would help more nations qualify to play on the biggest stage. But support for sticking with a 4-year cycle is coming from nations like Finland and the Faroe Islands, who have never qualified for the World Cup. Leaving FIFA would not affect any UEFA members' national or club teams playing in European competition. Gibraltar gained UEFA membership in 2013 to play in continental games before being admitted into FIFA 3 years later. Finally, in the sports news tonight, Newcastle United will consider Frank Lampard and Paulo Fonseca as the next permanent managers at St. James's Park after the club's new owners confirmed the departure of Steve Bruce by mutual consent. Bruce, who took charge of his 1,000th competitive game as a manager during Sunday's 3-2 defeat at home to Tottenham, leaves Newcastle after 2 seasons in charge of his hometown club. During that period, Bruce led Newcastle to 13th and 12th place finishes in the Premier League and runs to the quarterfinals of the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup. Newcastle, however, is in the Premier League relegation zone with just 3 points from 8 games so far. Former Chelsea manager Lampard and ex-Roma and Shakhtar Donetsk coach Fonseca are the leading candidates, with both men out of work and available to take over immediately. Lucien Favre, the former Borussia Dortmund coach, and ex-Bournemouth manager Eddie Howe are also in the frame, with Rangers boss and Liverpool legend Steven Gerrard and Belgium coach Roberto Martinez are more ambitious targets. Chris Wilder, who left Sheffield United last season, is another name being considered, but Lampard and Fonseca are the most appealing candidates. And those are the stories making sports news tonight. I'm Christopher Scott. Remember, stay safe and pleasant viewing.